What's up, guys? We're rolling in some really good corn today.
Where are you gonna want me in?
I don't know. I'm just gonna break through another pass here. I guess follow me straight through here. Basically, cut beans most of the morning. The knife blew apart on the bean head, so currently waiting on parts, but I wasn't gonna sit and do nothing, so put the corn head back on and started shelling some corn today. Beans are doing really. Say that again.
Said I'm really starting to smell the corn now.
I like it. The corn's doing very well. 254, 255. It's hanging in there really good. It's testing about 18% right now. So it's doing well. Doing real well. Beans are doing pretty well this year too. They're hanging in the high 70s, low 80s. I got into some today that were 5 bushel an acre, but they've all been underwater, and most of them just pretty well died. They're more or less just cut it because insurance makes me cut them, basically. They're not really worth cutting, but sending it through them. They're extremely dirty, extremely dusty beans, just because they were underwater for so long. So they're pretty raunchy. Crossing kind of a low spot here, so bear with me. A little bit of a gully here. Corn's not near as good right here either. Trying not to run a snout in the ground. I've already got one yellow snout over there because I got one the other day when I started shelling corn. And they didn't have any red ones in stock, so I made do with a yellow one for now. But yeah, the corn's doing well. Everything I've been in so far has all been well over 200. I don't know that all of it will be that way this year, but so far so good. Oh, I really just screwed myself. I just drove into Point Rose here, and I have no idea where I'm at. I guess just keep going straight here, and we'll follow this out, I guess. I just got into some end-rows right on the edge of the field. I'm not real sure. I didn't think I was that far over, but apparently I am. This is a 120 acre field, I think, 118, I think. It's one of the fields that I own. But it's a very odd shaped field, as you can see. But it's a pretty decent field, so. Field average right now is 228 in this field, so I'm not complaining about that one bit. The corn right now where I'm sitting is 18.3. That's my instant. The field average is about 16, but I'm getting into a little bit later planted stuff. I actually got rained out when I was planting this field, so one pass in and we've already got our siren lights on, which means we are not full, but we're getting there. Hang on a second. This is hard to do one-handed. Oh boy. I figured long rows I could do a live stream, but turning is proving to still be difficult. We may as well just dump here, I guess. Nah, we'll go ahead through. There's the Magnum here, all lit up. Cart's running with me tonight. I did go to college for 2 years. I was afraid of this. I'm off a row here. I'm wondering how many rows I'm gonna be off since I got in these point rows. I'm not sure. But yes, I did go to college for agribusiness for 2 years. I was planning to transfer to Purdue and get my bachelor's eventually, but one thing led to another and I just kept picking up farm ground, so I decided I just wanted to farm instead, so that's what I'm doing. Yield right now, bushels per acre wise, my instance 182, my field average is 252. Right there. Now I'm crossing the ditch. Hang on a second. That's my yield and moisture right there. So far, I've got about probably 200 acres of soybeans cut, and I would say getting close to 100 acres of corn. So probably about a fourth of the way done for the season. Maybe, I'm not sure yet. We've been making some really good progress the last few days. Yesterday was about 150 acre day in soybeans, so I was really happy with that. Pretty good field here, pretty good corn. There's a few bad spots, some low areas that are just washed out, but before we get to one of them up here, I'm actually gonna back up because our grain tank's full, and we're gonna go ahead and dump. So we're gonna back up here. Stick the auger out. He's right behind me back there. Just kind of do one of these numbers. Enough to get the auger out where he can dump. We're breaking through on a new pass here, so he'll pull up beside us and we'll be ready to dump. So if you got any questions, now's the time to ask them, because I'll be sitting still for a second. When are we going to get some Clark Farms merch? I don't know. I do good to get it for myself, honestly. I would like to get some more, though, because I'm running out of these hats. They're getting really dirty, and I've gone through several boxes of them now, so a lot of them I just give away to people here locally, but also my auger light burnt out, so just bear with me there. How did my interviews go? Very good. The guy I hired full-time is sitting in that cart right now, and he's been doing absolutely excellent. This cart is 850 bushel, I think, something like that. The Tiger lights are awesome. As you can see, they are very, very bright. Unfortunately, I didn't get one for the auger. How close am I to running wheat? I don't know. Probably 2-3 weeks before I start planting any of that. If I plant any, I still don't really know what I'll end up doing there. Test weight's been in the high 50s, low 60s. Took some in the other day that was 60, 61, so pretty good. Pretty good test weight. How much extra horsepower does the yellow snout give me? I think about 50. There was a mishap. In fact, I'll be completely honest, there was more than a mishap, because if you look closely, I don't have an outside snout right now, but I'm just gonna send it because we're still shelling corn. Now what did I do here? I may have miscounted, fellas. I think I did. I think we may be off a row somewhere. I'm not sure where, but somewhere we're off a row. No, maybe not. Okay, good to go. Nope, definitely off a row. It's hard for me to count past 8. It's hard for me to count to 8, especially when I'm holding you guys with one hand. I didn't need that ear anyways. This is very difficult to do one-handed. Luckily we're in long rows, so it's not too bad. I'm steering with one hand. Anyhow. Any news on the Steiger? No, I think they just pulled it into the shop today, actually. I'm not sure. They haven't really torn into it yet, I don't think. But I did buy a new tillage tool for it the other day. At least I hope I did, because I mailed a check for it. I bought it sight unseen, but they sent me some videos and sent me about 80 pictures of it all over the place, of the good, the bad, the ugly. So I think it's what I'm looking for, and it was in the price range I was looking for. So the Steiger will have something new to pull this fall. I think 2 or 3 weeks we should have that Steiger back, and it'll be doing some fall tillage probably. Didn't really get to run it much this spring, but it'll definitely be around quite a bit this fall. What's my favorite thing to do on the farm? I'm doing it right now. My favorite thing to do is shell corn by far, especially when it's really good corn. And right now our instant is 251, so that puts a smile on a guy's face. Yeah, the new cart is definitely helping out. Unfortunately, I've got 2 guys working right now. One's driving a semi, and one is, which we're only about a half mile from the farm, and we're dumping in the grain bins at the farm right now. And this one guy in a semi is still not keeping up. I mean, I have 2 semis, but they'd both just be full if we were using them, so we've been waiting about 5 or 10 minutes in between loads, but I'm in really good corn, and I've got the field opened up right now, so I'm cranking some bushels out pretty quickly. In fact, right now we are doing close to 3,000 bushels an hour, so we're definitely cranking some bushels out. What brand of corn head is this? This is actually a Capello. It's an 8-row chopping head, and I really like it, to be honest. I wasn't real sure about it, just getting parts and whatnot, but we've actually got a dealer pretty local. We've actually got a couple dealers pretty local that are Capello dealers, so works out pretty well. And it is a chopping head, and I don't know if you can tell or not, but it absolutely annihilates the corn stalks out there. There's not much left of them after it goes through. This is not the field I subsoiled last fall. This is actually 100% no-till. This has been no-till for, I want to say 3 or 4 years now, ever since I started farming it. I actually bought this ground last year, so, but it's hanging right in there yield-wise. So it's not too bad for no-till. I'll give credit where credit is due. It is the first year this has been in corn in probably 10 or 15 years. The guy that farmed it, the guy that owned it before me, the guy that helped me get started farming, he never liked to put this field in corn for some reason. So this is the first time it's been in corn in a long, long time. I really haven't got into enough of the inline ripped stuff to really say one way or the other yet. I will be probably within the next couple days getting into some of that after I finish this field. This field's 118 acres. So we've got 92 acres left here. So we'll see. I do plan on building several grain bins. Well, actually not several, just some very, very large grain bins. When is the YouTube money gonna buy a grain bin? Well, right now, the YouTube money might be able to buy an auger to go to the grain bin, but I don't know about the grain bins. But hey, I'll still take it. It's free money, I guess, kind of. Is no-till better yield? Yes and no. It depends on the ground. The reason I no-till this is because this field is extremely hilly. Almost all of it is highly erodible, so I just try and not take a tillage tool to it any more than I absolutely have to. And right here's why. I don't know if you guys, I don't know if the camera's doing this justice, but where I'm at right now is extremely hilly. We're in some valleys and stuff where the corn's not much of anything. Then we pop up out of them and it's, you know, 200, 280 bushel corn. So that's why I no-till this, is I don't want those getting any worse. I am gonna tile a lot of this field, hopefully this winter, but we'll see how that works out. I would like a Crary system, but what I would like even more than a Crary system is just a new draper altogether, because I kind of hate that case draper so far this year. When it runs right, it's great. Unfortunately, I've spent more time working on it, it seems like, than I have actually cutting with it, so it's given me lots of issues. Given me plenty, let's put it that way. Mostly in the knife. The sickle bar just does not want to hold together for some reason. It keeps breaking and I keep having to put splices in it. The knife is sharp and the guards are fairly new, so that's not really the reason, I don't think. I don't know. Watching from the grain cart. Glad to see the yields this year. I'm pretty excited about 55 bushel. Heck yeah, well congrats on the canola. It's one thing I've never really been around is canola. I've seen it before. Very, very yellow fields. And we have a full hopper again. Wow, that was fast. In fact, I just heard it hitting the cab, so we are very, very full. Actually gonna wait on the grain cart here for a second. He's on his way. Yeah, come ahead to me. I am hitting the cab again. Let's see here. I know I miscounted a row last time, so I'm gonna try not to do that again. There we go. I think that's it. Maybe. I don't know. We'll find out. But I think I'm going to pick up another row down here. I think. Probably. Maybe. Maybe not. Maybe I lied. I don't know. Yeah, I see another one down here. Like I said, I struggle to count. Cart's coming. Oh no. I was off 2 rows, not just 1. We'll get it right eventually. There we go. Now we got them. It is a 3162 head. It's the actual Case draper, the Case New Holland draper. It's not one of the Magdon drapers. Oh yeah, it's starting to rain corn. I'd say we are definitely full. I'm just gonna dump for a second and then get past these ditches and then we'll take off and dump on the go. But right now I'm running it off into the cab. We're definitely gonna be waiting on the truck again anyways, so there's really no rush. Do I prefer no-till over plowing? Sort of, kind of, yes and no, I guess. It has its place, no-till does, but so does tillage. I farm a lot of different types of ground. Some ground is flat, some ground isn't. Some ground has really high CEC levels and some ground doesn't. Some ground is really high in organic matter and all ground has different soil types. So just depending on the field and where at in the field, honestly, depends on whether I prefer no-till or not. A lot of that comes down to just where it's at. Got a couple ditches coming up here. We'll get through that and we will be ready to dump on the go here in a second. Just no sense in tearing something up, crossing these, trying to dump on the go. I'm trying to get to these questions. Actually, I'd say we're going to be waiting on a truck here in a second, so if you guys got any questions, you'll have a pretty good opportunity, I would say. Let's see here. We are off a row, or maybe, I don't know. No, we're not. Okay, cool. Making the corn a little squiggly here. Alright, now we can dump on the go. Magnum rolling up here. We've actually got a full grain tank again. And I'm guessing that we're about to top the cart off. Kind of hard to see with no light, but luckily between the Magnum and the Combine, there's just enough light out there that I can see a little bit. Load the back here a little bit. Yeah, he's definitely going to be full because we're just now getting into the window here. I tell you what, I do think that this corn is drier than what I thought. It's way drier than it looks, just because of the way it's piling up on the cart. It's not stacking, it's flowing like water instead of stacking up high, if that makes any sense. It just flows well when it's dry like this. And we've got an empty hopper and a full cart, so. He said a little bit went out the other side, so he's definitely full. Yeah, I'd say you're full. So now we wait on a semi. Hopefully he's back here soon, because it will not take me long to get another hopper. How fast can I run in 250 bushel corn? Right now I'm going 4.5 miles an hour. I could go faster, but there's just really no reason to, because I'll be waiting on trucks anyways, and because I'm on a YouTube live stream. But normally I'll run around 4.5, 5 miles an hour. I'm really in no huge rush yet, so no sense in not getting all the corn in the grain tank. At least all of it that I can. Okay, I'll scroll up here and try and get some more of these questions. Trying to see where I let off. Turkey litter versus chem, do I notice a difference? If by chem you mean like synthetic fertilizer, like DAP, potash, things like that, yeah, I think that turkey litter is I don't know, it's got its pros and cons. It's got a lot of micronutrients that you don't get out of DAP and potash, but it's also consistently inconsistent, whereas with commercial fertilizer, you know exactly what you're getting all the time. Can't imagine the bin prices right now. Yeah, they're about $1 a bushel more than what they were. They're pretty ridiculous. To do what I want to do, I think it's said and done, everything in it, probably gonna be $2.50 to $3.40 a bushel is what I'll have in them. But that's with a dryer and unloading setup and concrete and everything, so. Trade it for a MacDon. Yeah, I agree. I agree completely. Much rather have a MacDon draper than the case draper that I have. If mine keeps doing what it's doing, I may have a MacDon by the end of this fall, because I'm about fed up with it. Cutting rice in Missouri. It's another crop I've never really been around, is rice. I've been around a rice combine, and I know to run the other way from one. But it's a hard crop on a combine. It's a cool crop, but it's very, very hard on a combine. We are definitely not going to make it back to the other end of the field either. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised if we have a full hopper and have to deadhead it back. Oh boy. Some pretty poor corn right here. And then it gets a lot better. Field average is still 248, and we're doing some of the worst places in the field right now, so it was up around 257 and it's dropped about 10 bushel just from shelling some of this real steep hilly stuff back here in the back. But I think once we get out of this stuff, which I've only got a couple more rounds of, I should start to see that average climb back up again. But regardless, 248 I'm still really happy with. Really, really happy with that. And there's our full hopper lights. And we're on the wrong end of the field from where the semi and the cart will be, so we'll be dead heading it back. But we got nothing but time because, well, been waiting on semis all night, so that's kind of why I'm doing this live stream. I wanted to be able to show you guys some live action, kind of some up-to-date video. I don't think I've posted any actual harvest videos yet. I've got lots and lots of footage, just haven't had a chance to sit down and edit any of it because, well, I'm farming, so. Actually, that was only our 3/4 full bin light, so we'll shell some of this on our way back. Actually, we won't. We will start on these end rows because I can work on them while we're waiting. Then we won't be sitting still so long. No, don't want to do that. Don't want to do that. Just knocked over more than I wanted to. I promise I'm typically better at driving a combine than this, but it's hard to do this one-handed and recording in the other. There we go. So let's see what kind of wonky end rows we can get into here. Some trees right there. Honestly, this corn looks really good for being up against trees. I don't know how the outside 8 will look, but it looks good right here. The no def code on the combine, still have it. Just ignoring it and keep on running. Really annoyed with it, so I just unplugged the DCU, which is the def sending unit. Ended up just unplugging it and hell with it, run it. And these are the end rows I was talking about that are going to get really, really interesting. So that is 8 rows there, which means we got 8 more here. So we'll just pick off into this. Kind of set this apart for myself. That way when I come back to finish opening it up, I know what's what. Hopefully. But yeah, the def issue, nobody knows how to figure it out. So basically just bypassed it right now, and we're running it. Completely unnecessary to start with, and well, they shouldn't have them anyway, or they shouldn't have def anyways. So, in my opinion, I think it's really stupid, but yeah, it's throwing about 30 codes right now. That's why I just kind of ignore my Pro 700, so I can clear that, clear that, clear that, and it'll just keep throwing codes. Pro 700s are very, very annoying monitors in my opinion. If I had $1 for every time I hit OK every day, I could just afford to buy a new combine with a in-command 1200 or whatever they are now. I don't even know if they're putting the in-command 1200s. That's ag leader. I'm talking about the AFS 1400. I don't know. I don't keep up with it. Anyhow, we are going to shift the combine transmission. Well, no, we're going to cross these few ditches first. I don't want to shift up yet. I don't want to bounce the combine with a full hopper over ditches. That's how cracked rims happen. as I found out last year. Anyhow, I can scroll up now and read some comments. It does not look like the semi's back yet, which I'm not surprised. Well, maybe he is, I don't know. Who knows? I'm trying to see where these comments left off, where I've read them and where I haven't. Do you use pop-up fertilizer? Yes, this field actually had it and a bunch of micros. Actually, the semi is back, so that's good. Now we can shift up. Come on. Now we can run a little faster. Yeah, I did actually run 1034-0 and a bunch of micronutrients and pivot bio in furrow this year. And I mean, my corn is doing really well so far. I haven't been in any of the fields yet where I've done checks where basically I shut it off and ran without it, and then, you know, I can't speak that it's, you know, given me a super significant yield difference, but I mean, it's I don't know, it's good corn. So how many bushel does the hopper hold? I want to say 300 or 350. I think 300. Do I prefer older equipment over newer equipment? The more new equipment I get, the more I prefer the old equipment. If that makes any sense, and I'll just leave it at that. Way too many electrical issues with the newer stuff, whereas the older stuff, I don't have those problems. So we're gonna load this truck very quickly. Hopefully we don't cross streams. I doubt that I get the combine empty based on what's on that truck right now. And yes, we're overloaded as hell. No, I don't care, because they're going a half mile down the road to the farm and going in the bin, so. We are loading them very full though. Yeah, I'm not empty yet. Little space up front, not a lot. Yep, that's full enough. And we still got quite a bit of corn back there. So, this cart will catch me on the way down. So he's rolling out again. And he'll be able to catch me on the way down here. But anyhow, yeah, the corn's doing really well. Moisture's decent. I mean, we're putting 18% corn right in the bin. If you told me to just look at this field from the road, it's so green still. Well, it's not right here, but in places it is. But it's so green that I would tell you that it's probably still 22%, but so far so good. Been testing really dry. It's just healthy plants that have been staying green, so can't complain about that, especially when it's yielding what it is. how long till I change my sprayer? That Haggy is leaving this farm this winter. I am not keeping it. It may make somebody else a great sprayer, but that thing is not for me. I've just had too many little bitty knick-knack things go wrong with it. Nothing major, but just a lot of little things that are just annoying. So I'm not gonna keep it. So I'm at the edge of the field on the other end. I'm gonna open up some more endrows, so just kind of hang tight in the middle there. And after I get them opened up, I'll probably dump it. Holler into the grain cart there. Kind of where those two little ditches are, I'm gonna be opening up some more endrows down there. I may have to put you guys down for a second when I open that up. Alright, I'm back. Crossing the ditch, I needed both hands real quick. Maybe. Come on. Come on. Knocking over a lot more corn doing a live stream than what I normally do. So hopefully it's worth it for you. $6 a bushel, it really adds up fast. But going fairly well tonight. I just turned my turn signal on with my knee. But going fairly well so far. We've got several acres done tonight, so not bad, not bad. Got about 30 acres of corn shelled and probably 50 acres of beans done earlier today. Just fought that bean head pretty well all day and just had enough of it and put the corn head on. So that's one way to fix the bean head, I guess. Got to wait on parts for it anyways, so I may as well do something. So shelling corn is that something tonight. Am I going to go to a different brand sprayer? Yeah, probably a Miller, a Case Patriot, or a Rogator again. I don't know. Don't know yet. Haven't made it that far. I do think that the stalks are starting to get a little bit tough. I'm noticing they're kind of wrapping the auger down there. So we may not be at it much longer. Which I don't want to keep these guys out too late either. So we got a long few weeks ahead of us of harvest, so there's no sense running balls to the walls quite yet. Got plenty left to do, so. And it won't hurt to let the grain bin that we're dumping into have kind of a chance to get some air moving through it before we completely fill it too. It's only about a 7,000 bushel bin. And of all the bins that I have, it's got one of the smaller fans on it, so. Just gotta kind of be careful about that, I guess. Don't want to fill it too fast. Although at the rate we're going, we're going to fill it maybe even tonight, I don't know. Doesn't take long when you're in corn like this. Man, it's rough down in here. Alright, so that's the end of those end rows. Back up here. Kind of cut straight into it. I don't like doing this, but it's kind of a necessary evil. We're about out of the bad spot of this field too, which is nice. Corn should get a little bit better. Notice my yield's been dropping off a little bit. It's been dropping in the 180, 190 range instead of that 250 range where I like to see it, but that's all right. Still making something. For this part of the field, that's still really good. Making a mess here, but we're getting it. Just gonna go ahead and back up out of this, take the 8 rows right on the side here, and have him bring the cart back and dump. I mean, for the outside 8 rows right up against the trees, I'll take it. I've seen worse. I've seen worse. Normally the outside pass around the field, I don't really account for much of anything, so this is looking good here. Just gonna go nice and slow. Ain't gonna rush it here. No need to. That's the normal corn I'm used to seeing on the outside. There's nothing there. That's normally what it looks like. And right here, the raccoons have ate all the ears off of it. In fact, I'm leaving a couple rows. I don't know what I was thinking planting underneath the trees, but you know what? We'll leave something for the deer because I don't want to scratch my combine. So that's that. We are 3/4 of the way full. I thought I left a few stalks out here somewhere. That's one of the spots I miscounted. There we go. Fixed it. We'll zip back up in here. Take out these next, or the last end rows here. Well, there's plenty of end rows on this field. I've got about 10 more sets of them to get shelled, but for now, at least, we will be done with the next set for a little while. These are all point rows here, so. There is our full hopper light. so that means that we can only run a little bit longer before we hear it hit the cab, which I am pretty good at doing. Headed the wrong direction here. I don't like doing it this way, but it's the way we're doing it. I also got to keep in mind that there is trees behind me and I don't want to swing the auger into them. Alright, I think we're good. Take out what little is here. Alrighty. Man, these stalks look terrible, but there's still decent ears on them. I'm kind of surprised. They don't look good at all, but the corn doesn't look good at a glance, but the ears are still pretty decent. A lot of this down here too is just where I turned around with the side dress bar, turned around with the sprayer. So the places that it's a little bit thin on these point rows is largely in part to that. That was a hole. I did not see that one at all. That's one of those holes that ends up snapping a snout. As you can tell, I know how to do that. Unfortunately, I've taken out more snouts this year than I have in my entire lifetime, and I don't know why that is all of a sudden, but I wish I'd stop because they're very expensive. The corn moisture is not actually that high. I thought it was a lot wetter than that too, but right now it's running 18, so not bad at all. We are very, very close to being to the point of running the grain tank over, so I'm gonna stop here and swing the auger out. Just stop to dump here. You guys may get to see some Capricorn because we got one little ditch here to drive through before I get to him. I haven't heard it yet. Yep, there's a little bit. Yep, we're running it over. I hate doing that. It's on level ground, it's just easy to do it. On flat ground, it's you kind of know your limits, but on this hilly stuff, it just kind of rolls off there sometimes. So this will probably top the grain cart off. Yeah, we're definitely full. I don't know if this is the first hopper or second. Maybe the first. I don't remember. Regardless, we're dumping it. Can't see anything right now. Alright, we're good. Alright, I'll try and catch up on these comments for a second. How cold is it here? it's in the, I think we're going to be in the high 30s, low 40s in the morning. You think there'll be a post-harvest rally? Yeah, I could definitely see it. I know a lot of parts of the country really struggled this year, but other parts of the country are doing really well, so I don't know. This is not the first day of harvest for me. It is actually, yeah, I've been going for a while now. My videos are just about a week or, I wouldn't say 2 weeks behind, but about a week behind, week and a half behind right now. But, happy birthday, though. Any thoughts on buying versus leasing? I don't know. They both have their place. A lot of that just depends on the situation you're in, the acres you're running. I don't know. There's too many variables there to say one or the other, but I think they both definitely have their place. I've leased equipment before, and I've bought equipment before, so I've done both. Okay, we are back on our 8 rows here. Faster than I wanted to go there. Frost Thursday night, Central Indiana. Well, I hope we don't get that because my double crops are still putting beans in the pods right now, but I hope we don't get a frost. I know it's going to happen any day, but is it tough on the machine with the stalks being green? Honestly, no. This corn head does a pretty good job not taking too much trash in. Now, right now, there is starting to be a little bit of a dew, so I am seeing some more leaves go in, but for the most part, don't really have too much trash going in the combine where it's too terribly hard on things. $16.5 in Central Illinois. Yeah. I know some guys that have been rolling for a little while, and they're saying they're in that same area too. This is 118-day corn right here is the maturity of it. Actually, it's 2 different hybrids. This is half the planter had Agrigold in it and half the planter had Channel in it. And both hybrids right now are kicking ass and taking names. I can't really say anything bad about either one of them. Both doing really well. Still getting codes. Gotta love it. Good old electrical stuff. Pains me every day. will say we're making some really good progress tonight. I don't want to jinx it, but so far so good. Well, we may as well dump on the way back and top that cart off. Looks like he's getting ready for me. Window's already covered, so may as well. So we got about half a hopper. That'll be enough to top the cart off, I think. Especially dumping on the go while we're rolling in this good stuff. Letting it flow. Life's good. My thoughts on grain bins are the reason I'm shelling corn right now. I love the idea of grain bins. If you can afford them, I think they're awesome. If you can rent them affordably, I think that's awesome. The majority of my grain storage I just rent right now. And sometimes it's really inconvenient, but it's also super convenient because, you know, obviously all the elevators are closed right now, and we've shelled probably 5,000 or 6,000 bushel tonight, at least. That's all gone straight into a grain bin, so definitely like them. I would love to get some of my own. Well, I own some. I've got about 30,000 bushel of storage that I own, and then I rent another 50,000 or so bushel worth of storage, and that gives me the capacity for, I'd say, around half of my grain gets stored, but I really need about 100,000 bushel, and especially I keep growing higher and higher yielding corn, keep getting more and more acres, so I think I'm always going to be looking for more storage. We're looking to build more storage, buy more storage, whatever, but I'm always looking for more storage. Stein. So I've planted some Stein beans before, but I've never had their corn. I know in there certain areas, especially like out in Iowa and stuff, Stein is huge, but around here, Stein corn is just kind of okay, I guess. It's not awful, but I don't know, for our area, I feel like there's a little bit of stuff better suited to us. Agrigold and DeKalb and Channel are three of probably the biggest. There is some Pioneer, quite a bit of Pioneer actually, I guess, and then some Stewart, some LG. I don't know, there's a little bit of everything around here, I guess, but I'm not saying that there isn't Stein corn around here. I in this immediate neighborhood, don't know of anybody planting it. Of course, we have Becks too, but we won't talk about them. But yeah, Stein soybeans, I mean, we really want to get down to the brass tacks of things. Anybody that's planting enlist soybeans pretty well is getting their genetics from Stein or Mershman, one or the other. Or that's where it all originated. I'm not saying that other companies aren't breeding their own now, but that's where most of it comes from. I'm cooking right along, 5 miles an hour down through here. Corn is, our instant is 186. There's 196, 224, 228, 218. I like that better. Not bad. I'll definitely take it. That's what I really like to see. Up in the 250s, 260s. That's what I like to see. It's hanging in there pretty good. Pretty good corn. Man, it just looks green. It looks green, but it's testing dry, so we're gonna send it. Have I started ordering seed and chemical? Yeah, actually I have. I bought quite a bit of chemical the other day, and yeah, started to dabble in a little bit of it. Haven't really bought any seed for next year yet, but I'm sure I will be in the next month or so, just to get some early order discounts. And since I'm selling quite a bit right now, I've got the cash to pay for it, so pay cash instead of financing it and get a little bit better deal there too. So the semi is pulling in. We're 3/4 of the way full, so I may as well just go ahead and dump on him. We're making some really good progress tonight. Making some really good progress. Oh, but I am getting tired. I'd say we're gonna shut her down after a little bit more. I'd say that grain bin's getting about full too. There's the old freight shaker. We are only running one semi right now, just because we're a half mile from the farm and we're dumping into grain bins at the farm, so really no sense in running two. And I mean, he's keeping up for the most part. Had to wait a couple times, but nothing too bad. It's going pretty good though. It'd help if I'd center where I'm dumping on the semi, I guess. About to dump it over the other side here. You don't want to know my opinion on Bex. Well, to put it nicely, I think they have a excellent marketing team and a mediocre product. That's what I think. Short corn doesn't necessarily mean bad corn. I've had some short corn before that was really good corn. 28 bushel an acre corn yesterday. I hope I don't have any of that this year. I'm sure I will on the state ground in several places just because the deer, but the deer, the raccoons, and everything else. They like to play hell with the yield out there. Do you calibrate a yield monitor? Oh, absolutely. I keep it very, very calibrated. I would say about every 10th load that goes to an elevator out of the field, I'm double checking to make sure my weight is within a few percent and make sure the moisture is within like a few tenths of a percent. So yeah, I keep it pretty calibrated. It's really too easy not to. Okay, and we're off. We're off again. Still making really good corn. Pretty dang happy with it. Just some really good looking ears out there. Right now the moisture is 18%. So right kind of in that sweet spot that I like it to be at 18. $10 for ear corn. I would definitely be all over that if I had an ear picker. Beans have already started. I've got a couple 100 acres of soybeans done so far. There'll be a video out on that coming pretty shortly, I'd say. Yeah.
How long do you think I should check that man?
I'd say you need to check it on this load. I'm reading 7,800 bushels, and that's a 7,500 bushel bin. So you might have one or two rings left just because we did fill that other semi. So I don't know. I'd say it's getting close, but I'd say we're going to shut down fairly quickly too.
And 4.
We'll probably roll till we fill that bin tonight, honestly. I probably shouldn't, but probably will. Start out with everything full in the morning. Our rows are going to get a little shorter now, out of that crappy corn in the back, or this is kind of the last pass of it here, I guess. Got this knocked out down in here. And then we get to do more end rows again. So we're already out of the ones that I just shelled. Most of them were point rows is why, but Going good though.
I've been fly lining about 6 o'clock.
I actually hired a full-time guy. He's in the grain cart right now, and then I got a part-time guy in the semi right now. And if I pick up some more acres this year, they may both be full-time guys. I don't know. What is a point row? Basically, I need both hands to do this, but end rows that don't come out completely square, that are kind of coming to a point, that's what I'd call a point row. Like when the field makes a triangle, basically, and you get to the end of that triangle and it kind of makes a point, if that makes any sense. We're 3/4 full already. That didn't take long. Didn't take long at all. I'm hoping we can make it down to the end and get turned around so we can dump. I think we are. Should at least. I'm really excited to run my new tillage tool behind the Steiger in these corn stalks. We're gonna get lime spread out here, probably some DAP and potash for next year's beans. Well, actually, probably turkey litter, honestly. And then once that litter's spread and the lime is spread, we'll be incorporating it and either putting, I don't know, I'm considering even having wheat spread out here and working that in instead of drilling it, because I was talking to Brian Brown about that a little bit at a farm show not too long ago, and they've had pretty good luck with it. So I don't have a big drill at all. I've got a little bitty 12-foot case drill, and I don't even know that that's ever even been on my YouTube channel. I sold that 15-foot tie drill I had. I don't know. I need something to plant wheat with. I thought about even doing it with the Kinsey maybe on 15-inch rows and then just planting it all twice and crisscrossing it. They make filler plates. You can plant wheat with Kinsey, but I don't know. I don't know what I'll do. If I even plant any wheat at all. I'd like to. I enjoy wheat, but I don't know if I'll plant any more this year or not. Did well for me last year, but just kind of my rotation this year doesn't work out super great for wheat, but we'll see. I would like to put out a few acres. How late am I going? Probably one more semi-load. We'll probably fill this cart and fill the combine and be done for the night, because yeah, we're getting ready to fill a bin, and there's just no sense in running super late. I've ran this combine pretty hard today, and it needs blown off and greased, and honestly, I need supper and a shower and some sleep, so that wouldn't hurt either. But we're dumping. The old Magnum is handling that 800 bushel cart really, really well. The true testament will be the far, far side of this field where we get into some really, really big hills. That'll be the real true testament. And we're empty. Old dog ran. Just about time for some more end rows. Still a little bit of a learning curve to drive with one hand right now, but we're making it work. Probably stand to slow down a little bit. So one thing I am starting to notice on my yield map is a little bit of stripes. And what that is, the stripes are difference in yield. One of these hybrids, and I won't say which one, but one of these hybrids is definitely doing a little bit better than the other one by about 15 bushel, which in a 120 acre field makes a big difference. So I don't know. I'm not saying I wouldn't plant any more of it, because what works one year doesn't work the next and vice versa, but definitely noticing that one hybrid in particular is out yielding the other. Yeah, I agree with the wheat price thing. It is too good of a price not to plant some. It's hard not to. And honestly, I think wheat might rally up even more, in my opinion, but I don't know for sure. I don't know. We'll see. If I do plant wheat, it will probably be, this field here will be one of the fields that I planted in. More than likely. But at the same time, this field needs a lot of tile work, so we'll see. I screwed that up big time. There we go. I do think this corn might be getting a little bit wetter. I got rained out when I planted this, and I don't remember exactly. Actually, I could pull it up on my climate map and see where it is that I got rained out. 'Cause I'd say when I get to that point, the corn's going to get a couple points wetter, and I really don't want to put it in the grain bin like that. So probably stop about there. We're at a pretty good stopping point here in about another semi-load. He's coming up to catch me. Perfect timing. I don't have any Aquamax Pioneer. I know what it is, but I don't know if there's really any of it around here or not. I know what you're talking about. I think I do. I think you're talking about the waxy corn. I think, but I'm not positive. Well, Ryan, thanks for being a huge fan. It can be done. We need to speed up. There we go. Miscommunication there. We were about to dump the corn off the back of the cart, so just trying to keep her leveled out. So we're gonna cut some more endros here, but oh, drought resistant. I gotcha. I thought you were talking about the waxy corn. Yes, I have actually planted the AM corn. I just know it as AM corn. I don't know it as Aquamax. I don't have any Pioneer corn out this year. I did last year. I had quite a bit out last year, but it just didn't quite do as well as some of the other stuff, so I didn't plant any this year. I'm not saying it's bad corn, it wasn't working for me. It wasn't doing what I was wanting it to. So. Shell off some more endros here. To them for now, at least. We'll dive back in here. Little by little. Get turned around and do it again. Actually gonna do something against my better judgment and go straight the opposite way of the rows, but it's going to make it way easier to turn. I don't like doing this, but that's what we got snouts for, right? Now I can back into where we shelled, and we're headed back out without running over anything with the back end of the combine. So as long as I can make this turn sharp enough, we'll be good. And I didn't. Oh well. Struggling here, one-handed. And we're off a row. And we're off a row. There it is. But it's going pretty well tonight so far. But I don't want to speak too soon and make it not. A little superstitious, I guess. No, I've got a friend in Kentucky. Well, I've got several friends in Kentucky. But one of them is in Hardinsburg, Kentucky, and yeah, their corn's not looking like it's gonna be super hot this year, because it was super hot this year and super dry where he was at. And he's only about an hour and 20 minutes away from me. We lucked out and we caught a little bit of rain that a lot of other people I know did not, and we got very, very fortunate with some of our crops this year, I think. Very, very fortunate. Alrighty. And that's why I drove straight into these, for that reason right there. I don't know what the hell I did when I planted this, but I'm sure I thought I knew what I was doing at the time. Take out this last 8 here. And we'll have some more endros cut. Shelled, not cut. You don't cut corn unless you're from the south. You shell corn, you cut beans. Or you pick corn, I guess. Some people say that. But you don't pick beans. I hate when I hear people say picking beans. Cut beans. Honestly, it really just depends on what part of the country you're from. What I just said just pertains to my little area. And I still hear people say picking beans. It's just never made any sense to me. Cut beans. You shell corn. You don't cut corn because you're not putting the whole stalk in the combine. Yeah, Grace is in Kentucky as well. Yeah, 8 weeks without a drop of water does a number on any kind of crop. Do believe. So how ballsy do we want to get? I really want to cut a path right through the middle of the field, but I don't know if we'll make it back to the end without being full. Just gonna send it. Now the question is, can we find a split? Or did I plant too good? Apparently I planted too good. Because I can't find anywhere that I set the planter down a little bit crooked to try and cut through this. There it is. There it is. Right there's the spot. Alright, wish me luck. We're going through the middle of the field with a half full hopper. Hopefully we make it to the end. Otherwise I'm going to have to holler at the grain cart and do some finagling. He's still got a little bit of room on him, but not much. Not 3/4 full yet, so that's good. Now we are. This is going to be cutting it very, very close. A little too close for comfort, to be honest. I knew better than to do this. I knew better. I think this corn's a lot wetter right here too. It sure looks to be that way. That or it's just healthier. Who knows? That was a ditch. We might make it to the end, I don't know. It'll be close. But I think we are out of dry corn in this field. I think I'm to the spot that I got rained out at. I'm gonna get out and test it, but I don't know. This looks pretty wet. So I just got my full hopper light, and we've probably got another 100 yards to go. So, wish me luck. And the corn's making 256 bushel right here too. But we made it. We made it. This is the edge here. What I've got going on here with the rows, but we're in the end. Oh, I planted on a curve there. Put a little bit more corn on him. He's lined up to go down. So he's gonna catch me on the way down, I guess. 2, 3, 4, that's where we want to be. Sprayer track or something here wiped out a row. But we'll get him loaded. Just as soon as the semi gets here, I'd say we'll have another load. Loaded him up. It's a pretty full cart. We're not quite gonna get this hopper on him. Yep, that's plenty. That'd be plenty. He's full. Yeah, I don't know what was going on here. I don't know if this is a sprayer track. I don't know if that was from the side dress bar. But I don't have a row of corn here. Not good. Not good at all. But I'd say this is gonna probably be it for tonight. We're gonna be shutting it down within the next 10 or 15 minutes, I'd say, so. I'm gonna enjoy the radio for a little bit and probably call it a night. So thank you guys for watching, and there'll be plenty of videos coming out soon, just as soon as I get the time to edit some. So anyhow, thanks for watching.